Hello everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the utmost character of our world around us, and today on two examples of two countries that are close to me, we will try to discuss why some people, especially some intellectuals, but not only, hate their countries, despite the fact that they owe them really too much. First, I would like to start from my first home country, Poland. So, we know that many Polish people really don't like their own country. They have strong resentment against it. They feel that because of they are born Polish, they are losing much, they don't have good start, and so on and so on. Briefly, they are, as a group, surprisingly, especially as a group, like a nation, like Polish citizens, they are worse than someone else. But at the same time, many of these people think that individually they are geniuses of the world, they are new Leonardo da Vinci's, they are new Isaac Newtons and Raphael's, and so on and so on and so on. This is really strange, and in my opinion, the reasons of this incredibly strange, incredibly odd, I would say, attitude towards the community one belongs to and towards him or herself. The reasons for that one should search in the catastrophes of the second half of the 17th century and the following ones. In 1648, the Great Rebellion of Cossacks, who were not happy with the small registry size registry to the Polish army, started. They were backed by Crimean Tatars, and later Hungarians from Transylvania also joined the war against Poland, and at the same time already the Muscovy state, so those days Russia, was fighting against Poland. They even sacked Vilnius and burned Vilnius. Later Brandenburgia joined, and before Brandenburgia, Sweden in 1655. During this tragic period, in the years 1655 till 1660, the Swedish deluge, so-called in our history, we lost 1/3 of the population. Okay, and huge destruction of the country. Later, we had, of course, wars with Russia, raids of Crimean Tatars, and also many traitors, so Polish noblemen especially, and also representatives of other religious groups like Protestants who were collaborating with Swedish people, especially Swedish invaders. They were forgiven. Mistake, you never forgive the traitors. And the another wars in this century, especially with Ottoman Turkey, some of them were victorious, many of them, like Great Battle of Chocim by Jan Sobieski, and by Jan Sobieski 1683 Battle of Vienna. It gave us nothing but saved Habsburg Empire that later participated in our partitions, so they largely contributed to the fact that Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth ceased to exist. And so you see, there are no sentiment in politics, only interests, we know it. But later, Poland started having rulers from the dynasty from Saxony, previously mentioned August II the Strong, the one who was breaking horseshoe in his hands. He was using this country only to support Saxony, and he involved in Poland. Actually, officially not involved, but practically all armies participated in the Third Northern War, were marching through the Polish territory, robbing, raping and burning everything, and we lost again between 1701 to 1721, lost another time 1/3 of the population. So after this all misfortunes, this all incredible traumas, because we cannot say traumas, two traumas during 80 years, much worse than the trauma of the Second World War, we, our elite and nation, decided to have kings because we were electing our kings from abroad because we didn't believe in our national leadership. And since 1717, Polish state is actually Russian satellite because a Russian army is stationing since the end of the rule of Peter the Great, Tsar of Russia. Russian army is stationing in Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth territory, so we are Russian satellite, and this mental and physical dependence on foreign rulers is growing. That's why I think we don't believe in our strength as a group, because for long, due to the misfortunes of 17th and early 18th century, we fall into the notion that our own people are not able to rule us. Later we fall into partitions. In 1795 we cease to exist as a state for 123 years. So we have tendency that we don't believe governments, especially our own governments, which consists of our own people. Later we had, of course, Second Polish Republic, independence, a little bit dependence politically on France in the initial years of its existence. Later independence, wasted because we supported allies powers and they simply used us to fight against Germans and so on. And what can I say? Later communism, and we don't respect our own leadership. With second country that is close to me, with United States, the situation is a little bit different because there are intellectual, dishonest people like Mr. Noam Chomsky, and now the one who he's no longer alive, Mr. Howard Zinn. They are simply academicians who love communists but never spend time in the communistic country or really despotic countries and live there. They hate United States. They hate everything what United States gave them, but they took it, of course, and enjoy full tenured position at the prestigious American university, but they criticize it, and they were making, and Chomsky is still making money out of it. But I would really send them to communistic Russia, China, Poland, or even to despotic country like many countries in Western Asia, and I would ask him to criticize those governments and take responsibility for it. Because criticizing state that gives you such chances for good life, of course one needs to work, but it's normal. And of course some things sometimes do not work, you have to try again, but it's also very normal. If you criticize such country, and it's easy criticism because you are not forcing to take responsibility for your criticism and you always complain, you are simply intellectually dishonest person. You are simply a villain because you do not appreciate this what you got, and later you are surprised that many people who disagree with you and see your dishonesty sometimes extend their resentment against you, also against the ethnic or religious group you belong to, and later you are surprised that such things happen if you criticize the state and the nation that gave you so much. For instance, Social History of United States by Howard Zinn, it's only a thick book full of misinterpretations and full of hate for United States. Of course, there is no country, no nation, which doesn't make mistakes in history. But we have to be honest, how many people got chances there for development and still getting despite the problems? And how many people found their homes from when they were escaping from the countries in which they couldn't find their place? And they were doing and are doing them there in most cases really well. So I really don't like cheap bravery, pseudo-intellectual discourses of intellectually completely dishonest people like Mr. Howard Zinn and Noam Chomsky, who really enjoyed a country that gave them many opportunities for intellectual and personal development, and also gave them opportunity for dishonest critics without any punishment. I really don't like such pseudo-intellectuals who hate their countries, who gave them everything, which gave them everything, and do not take any responsibility for that. They are not punished for that. Why are they doing? Because they are profiting from that. In some environment, in some social groups, they are regarded as intellectual heroes, complete liars, making easy career, looking for easy fame, doing nothing. This is the problem. And that's why, because they are allowed, they do not appreciate it. They are completely dishonest, ungrateful sons of the nations, and they should be punished. All the best. Have a nice day. Bye.